How you doing? Brian Howard here, with BK's Credit Group and bkscreditgroup.com. And in this video, I want to talk about what it takes to build business credit in 2020. If you don't know, you have to have been living under a rock if you don't realize this, but the way you built business credit, say back in 2010, moving up to 2015, and up to 2016 and 18 in the last 2 years, there's been a paradigm shift and a change in the industry. Now, before I get into some of the changes, let me first say that number one, you can still absolutely build business credit using your EIN number only. You can still build a solid business credit profile and score to help position your business to be more fundable to lenders. That hasn't changed. But what we are seeing as a change is what lenders and credit issuers are prioritizing. And the reason that I can speak about this is because we work with so many business owners. We're working every day helping business owners position themselves to attain financing, position business owners to help them build their business credit. We're having business owners, repair their personal credit. So we know what's going on out there when it comes to these credit issuers. And so before, say go back maybe 4 to 6 years ago, when it came to building business credit, there was an emphasis on the number of trade lines and your business credit score. So it was almost like, hey, if you had this many trade lines and this credit score, then typically you can qualify for this. That was the industry 5 years ago. That has changed. Although if you look out here on social media and different places, you get information from a lot of places. You have to do your due diligence and decide, which information you deem to be most credible, I guess is the word to use. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm just simply telling you, having a company that works with business owners every day and trying to build business credit, this is what we're seeing. This is what's going on. And I'm giving you this free of charge, no charge. Anyone that's been following me know I've been doing videos on my channel for years. I give out a lot of free information. I try to keep them short to the point. And so, so with that being said, like I said, when it comes to building business credit, it's no longer primarily about how many trade lines and your business credit score. It used to be, I got this amount of trade lines, I have this paid X, or I have this on experience, so I can get this, and this. Well, I can tell you right now, and you can either take it in right now, or you can find out the hard way in 2020. That's no longer the case. Are trade lines important? Absolutely. It is very important that you have as many positive trade lines on your business credit report as possible. So let me be clear about that. Is your business credit score important? Absolutely. I'm not going to sit up here and say that the number of trade lines you have in your overall business credit score is not important. That would be ridiculous, right? And that would be disingenuous if I said that. And so I just want to be clear about that. Those two things are important. They're just not nearly as important in 2020 and moving forward as they was 2 or 3 years ago. Let me tell you what I know to be important. I'm going to give you 3 things, right? 3 key areas that if you're trying to build business credit, these are the things that you have to consider, that you really, really need to consider. Number one, the number one thing, well, I'm gonna make this number one. I'm not gonna say that this is the number one thing, but this is one of the things, and it's a biggie, is time in business. How long has your business been established? And we're going to talk about how long your business being established. We're not talking about necessarily when you form your company, but when you actually open a bank account for your company. There are a lot of vendors and credit issuers that will strictly deny you just because you don't have enough time in business. And that's going to vary, obviously, from lender to lender. So just know if you've been in business 6 months, there are a lot of things that you won't qualify for no matter how many trades lines you have, no matter what your score is, because you don't meet the time in business requirement. What I consider, or what most lenders, what I'm seeing, consider a good time in business is 24 months, 2 years, preferably 5 years. If you got 5 years, you're golden. You can see a lot going on at 2 years. Now, this shouldn't discourage you as a business owner for building business credit, because I mean, you plan to be on business in 2 years, right? You know, if you're just starting your business today, don't let this discourage you. By all means, start building your business credit now, because there are accounts that you can acquire. I'm just simply saying a lot of the accounts that you may really want, you know, that you may really be interested in, you may not be able to You may not be able to obtain until you've reached a certain time in business. And that varies from, you know, lender to lender, and from credit issuer to credit issuer, and from bank to bank. So going into 2020, time in business is going to be very important. Very, very important. The second thing that we're seeing, revenue. Lenders want to know, is your business making money? They seem to care less now in 2020 about how many trades you have, as opposed to how much money your business is making. Now, again, I'm not telling you getting trade lines is not important. Again, that would be ridiculous and disingenuous. But what I am saying is if you have trades and you have a good business credit score, but you don't have any revenue, that's going to dramatically decrease the amount of opportunities that you are able to obtain in the business credit world. Point blank, period. You can take that to the bank. If you haven't heard it anywhere else, you heard it here first. Revenue is going to be important moving forward. You want to build business credit in 2020. So we talked about time in business. We talked about revenue. And then here's the third thing that none of you want to hear, but I'm just going to give it to you raw and uncut like I always do. You have to work on your personal credit. Again, before I go any further, am I saying you cannot build business credit if you have bad personal credit? That's not what I'm saying, because you can absolutely obtain quite a bit of business credit using only your EIN number. You could obtain quite a bit. But what we're seeing is, in order to get to that next level and get to it quickly, if you have good personal credit, you can accelerate this process tremendously. And so what I tell my clients when I'm advising them is, look, what you want to do is you want to take calculated risk. And what that means is, does it make sense for me to put my personal credit on the line? I'll give you an example. Let's just say it's something like a gas card, for example. Let's just say it's a gas card, and they require a personal guarantee. Let's say, for example, you're in the trucking industry, and you're possibly positioning yourself to get a $10,000 gas card. That's obviously, number one, is going to really, really help your business, because you're a trucker and you're able to buy fuel and maintenance and all that on credit. That account is going to report to the business credit bureaus, so it's going to help really build your business credit profile, because you got a $10,000 trade line. That might be a trade line that makes sense for you to leverage your personal credit. So it's on a case-by-case basis. Again, am I saying that you can't build business credit if you're not using your personal credit? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is there will be times, depending on your particular situation, and no two situations are the same, where it may make sense to use your personal credit to accelerate the process. So again, just to wrap up, what are we seeing on how to build business credit in 2020? Time in business is going to be important. Business revenue is going to be important. Your personal credit is going to be important. All right. This is Brian Howard signing out for BK's Credit Group. You can book a consultation with us on our website at www.bkscreditgroup.com. Thanks. Have a wonderful day.